In the used car market, JDMs, classic 4x4s, and resto mods are taking over the market because those are the most useful vehicles. We've come to expect so much from all of our things that our classic cars have to integrate into our lives with very little change. That's why we're seeing these vehicles that can become daily drivers right away. There's no change to them in our lives. But what I've learned today in driving the vehicle I'm about to show you, my next project is going to be very different. You see, this is a 9-inch lifted Squarebody, and it is not good for anything.
Love is love.
Alright, I'm just going to say this quickly. This is a 100% biased review, by the way. I've never driven this truck and I already love it. I've known about it for years. I've seen it. I have never even ridden it. This is genuinely, I'm about to turn the key for the first time, but I am so happy to be in this gigantic, loud, slow, pointless truck. I love what this truck signifies, and that's what we're going to talk about today, but when you finally do get to drive this thing, holy crap, it's an experience. I mean, look, the seatbelt is, I don't know why I put it on. It bounces. The steering feels like a Rube Goldberg machine where it's trying to turn the wheels, which is a simple process, through 19 different string systems and using 18 components that aren't designed to turn wheels. And so it's doing a simple task in hugely complicated steps, and it's wonderful. You don't know what it's doing, you just kind of like steer it like a boat. That's a terrible overused car reviewer reference, but it feels like it because you turn and then like the body shifts behind it. And that 383 under the hood, oh, it's always working hard because it's turning 40s. And so you always get to listen to it with, I think, a 3.5-inch exhaust on both sides. It's wonderful. And I really enjoy driving it, and the occasion of driving it, and you don't want to go over 60. It has no working dials. And the 383 that's in here was Stacy's boyfriend, who owns the truck and built it with him, her boyfriend. He built this engine in high school, so the sense of occasion with his engine, you can just feel that the whole truck was made in kind of like a homegrown way. Even though it's gigantic and looks like a show truck, it was done by two people. Two people for the fun of it. The color was made by them. And it's done with just the spare money. It's not made with big expensive parts. I mean, it kind of is, but it's made with over time, and it's a passion project. And it's one of the greatest vehicles I've ever driven. Certainly one of the most useless.
Now, I keep referencing this truck's practicality as I'm sure I'm naturally comparing it to my daily driver, but I'm not entirely sure I should be.
This is my 2003 Mercury Grand Marquis, and it's my V8 stick-shift rear-wheel drive drift car, as well as my daily driver to get to work, as well as my hauler for picking up project cars, as well as my camera car for doing shoots like this. 100% of the footage today is taken off of this car. Now, yes, for very obvious reasons, this vehicle is much more exciting than this one, but that's because it's been built differently. If this one was as blue as that one, it would still have a negative connotation because I use this one to get to work. I use it as my daily driver. I use it as my tool, which means its associations are the Monday mornings when it's dark when I go to work and dark when I come home because it sets every 10 seconds. It's those days that you can't find a good song on the radio no matter what app you listen to because there's no good music in that particular mood. My associations with my daily are my fuel costs that I have to fill it up once a week. They're different type of interactions with car, no matter how special, because you have to use it as a tool. But not here. At maybe 7 miles per gallon and 80 miles per gallon, you find yourself in this thing not worrying about anything at all. You are not taking this to work more than once or twice just to say you could. This is such a terrible vehicle for driving normally, but it is so much fun. It puts a huge smile on your face. You would have no association with your commute to work, Monday morning traffic. You would have no association with a stressful day in this thing because you don't use it for anything other than fun. This is a winter vehicle, and I think part of the charm of a vehicle you only use in the summer is that longfulness as you think about it over the winter with nothing but good memories attached to it. Even if it broke down, when you have nowhere to be and you break down, it's an occasion, not an inconvenience. You see, this isn't even the first time we've tried to film this truck, and I'm not entirely sure it's going to last the whole day. You see, the first time we took it out, the small block 383 was plagued with overheating issues because it's moving 40-inch tires. Second time we took it out, it decided that it almost wanted to hit a deer and then nuke its transmission, completely unrelated, I'm sure. You see, this truck isn't for doing anything practical, it's for summer days. It's for cruising up and down the strip as you enjoy yourself and having people go, wow, look at that truck. It's just a big, fun toy. I absolutely adore this truck, from its Bluetooth front drive shaft to its bouncy ride height. Originally, the Squarebody was a good work truck, but if you look at, like, even if this wasn't lifted 9.5 inches on 40s, it wouldn't be a good work truck. It doesn't have the efficiency, the creature comforts, the expected reliability. It is an old truck underneath. Yes, people can use them, but it's really not the most efficient tool for the job. It's really the best thing to do with these things is to make a swamper out of them. That's what this one started out as. Stacy and her boyfriend are going to build a mud swamper truck for the bogs, and it just kind of snowballed into, well, we'll do a little bit of rust repair here and a little bit of rust repair here. Well, maybe we'll paint it a nice color. It'll still go off-roading, of course, but we'll paint it a nice color. And no, it doesn't go off-roading. This is its home, on the road, cruising and having fun. Now, I definitely don't want to say you shouldn't have interesting dailies, but what I am saying is driving this truck today, this gigantic Teal truck, has inspired me to build my next car differently. I had a 1972 Plymouth Cricket that I'm building that will come up on a future episode that I was going to build into a more practical car that I can use as multiple things. But after owning one that does many things and driving one that does singular things, I've learned that I really, really enjoy a car built specifically for occasion. This building was a dream in the 80s, and it was probably that these bricks were brought here on the back of a Squarebody, and lunches and coffee breaks were had on the tailgate of a Squarebody truck. But this building will never be a building. It will never get finished, and so these walls that have become useless have started to be these tapestries for local artists to make their own, and it started to become how people draw all around the country to come see this. These walls have no purpose in the same sense that the Squarebody has no practical purpose today. But you're drawn in to come see it, to see this beautiful artwork that changes and evolves over time. The owner of a Squarebody can do whatever they want with it, and it's not a practical thing to have. Once you've made it into something special, just like this big blue truck, it's something so much more fun to enjoy. Thank you very much for watching 200 Degrees, and we'll see you next time.